So my name is Claire. I'm super happy to welcome you to this session. What I do in life, and actually why I'm here, is because I'm a human resources practitioner. I have more than 20 years of experience in human resources, and what I do is actually to help organizations build more HR sustainable practices and more leadership sustainable practices. Our topic for today, it's a wide topic, and actually when we think about the link between people and what's happening with climate change and sustainability, well, we are the responsible and the victim of what's happening. If we want to change this, then we really need to look at things differently. We need to build new paradigm, and we need to think very, very differently. The reason why we're in this situation is actually, if we go back to the root cause, it's because for a few generations, we've developed a very utilitarian and consumer mindset, which has led us to feel extremely disconnected. We don't care so much about where our food is coming from, our clothes, whatever we buy. In a sense, we've become pretty careless about the resources that the earth is offering. And when we look at the magnitude of how can we change this, most of us can feel very powerless. To change this and to get out of this mindset, we need to go back to circularity. And if you think about a few generations back, it was something that was very embedded in the human mindset. I think we've probably lost touch on it. So more circularity, a sense of giving back, reconnection with the earth and with all the consequences that we're building, caring, because when we care, we want to act. And when we want to act, we feel empowered to do so. Actions actually doesn't come in a vacuum. Actions are driven by emotions, values, beliefs, which are driving behaviors, which are driving actions. So actions are only the tip of the iceberg. And what we'll be focusing on today is really much more on the emotions, behavior aspect of it, because then we can drive meaningful actions. People don't change because you tell them to change. Sometimes they change because they are forced to, but the more powerful leverage to change is actually when people are convinced to change. People know about the climate change crisis. There is a survey, so it's a yearly survey on the 10 Southeast Asian countries, which is asking a few questions on social aspect. One of the questions is, what do you think are the top 3 challenges that Southeast Asia will be facing? Singapore actually has placed climate change as number 1, and by a large percentage. In 2023, 60% of the Singaporeans surveyed in this poll said that climate change is number 1 challenge. Almost 65% in 2024. So this is growing quite a lot, and we really need to focus on actually how do we make things happen. So just for an afternoon, I would like us to focus probably a bit less on the solutions and more on the mindset. The reason why is actually because we need to understand better what are the levers of human motivations. What make us act? What make us do things differently? At an education level, because education is super critical, in communities and in corporates. So we'll be exploring all of this this afternoon. The focus on youth, as Anne said, so it's because it's mirroring the topic of the COP, but also because it's such a wide challenge that we really need to embed the change of mindset as early as possible with the younger generation, and we need to help them to have more impact. Let me ask you a question. So there is a quote here, and I would like to know how many of you think when it was said. So young people think they know everything and are always quite sure about it. Show me your hand if you think it was said in the 4th century before Christ. Yeah, we have a few, okay. 1491, who thinks 1491? Yeah, okay. 1845, all right. 1998, Okay, so we have a pretty equal split. You would be surprised. It's Aristotle who said this in the 4th century before Christ. So, same but different. We're always trying to look at the younger generation like they know it all, but they don't know so much and so on. Well, actually not really. There is part of it, but not only. And the importance on the focus of youth and bridging the generational gap comes from the fact that when you look at different generations, we had a lot of evolutions. We're all product of the context that we've been in. Baby boomers reconstructing the world after World War II, a lot of emphasis on economic growth, on income, automation at work and at home as well, cars, washing machine, you name them, and a focus on collectivism. The society is pretty important. Gen X, I'm a Gen X. We've been tech pioneers. We've been the first one to have a phone. We've been the first one to have access to internet. We've also been the first one to move socially, professionally, geographically quite a lot. Generation coming after mine, millennials. There's really the emergence of an eco-consciousness. Of course, a lot of digital savviness. Individualization, some would say individualism. The focus is really on ensuring that whatever I do, focus on my values, that it aligns with the work that I do. So a lot more questioning on the existing framework. And the upcoming Gen Z, so much more social and environmental consciousness, digital native, of course, more freedom, and a lot of entrepreneurship. So, what's need to change? To conclude, our goal for today will be to provide you a lot of ways to explore, to learn, to share, to network. You're here because at least you have an interest in the topic. Use it to connect with other people. We also hope to help you amplify impact, inspiring you with actions. To do this, we have a lineup of professionals, professors, youth and grassroots community reps, NGOs, but also startups and incubators with a lot of different formats, from 30 minutes short and sweet talks to masterclasses and workshops to go in more depth. People from Singapore, but also from abroad, because nobody can work in isolation. And as you know, so this year is the joint year of sustainability with France, so we'll have also a focus on France. As I'm concluding this introduction, there's one thing that I would like to ask you. When you leave this place, when you wait for the lift to go back home or to go back to work, I would like you to think about what's the one thing that you want to do, that you want to start to change, to stop doing in order to have an impact. Just one thing. Start small, but do something.